Hello everybody, it's Mr. Cooper here. Day 4 is over, it's nearly the weekend. I'm sure it's been a very crazy and a very intense week for a lot of our families and indeed our teachers. Getting to grasp with lots of new technology and getting into brand new routines. I'm sure it's been very difficult, but I'm also sure there's been some really rewarding times for everybody. I'm going to be quite quick today, and I know I say this every day and it always lasts a bit longer than I expect, but only 3 main points coming out of today. Thank you very much for your feedback. The first back is feedback itself, so lots of parents have been emailing, etc., and sharing their feedback with us, and that's great. We might not be able to get back to everybody, but we are collating all this information and then reviewing the way that we approach all of this remote learning, so that in week 2 we'll make improvements and change what we do slightly and tweak it to make sure it's having the best impact as possible. The key thing is keep providing feedback to teachers as well, because particularly for your individual child, if your child is finding something easy or difficult, then please get back to the class teacher, because if they don't know, then they can't do anything about it. And what's really important is, obviously I know lots of parents are discussing on WhatsApps, and then what's happening is we're getting one email from one parent saying this is what's being discussed on WhatsApp. My suggestion would be is if it's coming up on WhatsApp, then share that information with the class teacher, so that they can do something about it, because all our teachers want the best for all our students, and the only way that they're going to be able to adapt is by tackling that head on and by receiving that feedback and information of things that children are finding difficult or indeed too easy. The second one is, again, a lot of parents are saying that they're just feeling quite overwhelmed at the moment. I completely agree. I think it's an overwhelming time, particularly in the first few days of this. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. Same with our teachers as well. But again, as I said, be flexible. Pick the lessons that you think are really important and they think are manageable for your children, and get them to do those lessons. And if they feel that they're just not going to manage all of those lessons, then leave it. I know some of our teachers are already kind of saying, right, okay, I'm not going to post another lesson. I want you to finish that piece of work off, particularly if they've not seen many responses. So they are trying to be flexible as possible, but likewise with parents, and this links to feedback, if you're finding it too much, then speak to your teacher and say, look, they're not going to be able to do their science today because they've just not got enough time to do it. They're finding it difficult, they're behind, and I'm sure the teacher will be able to turn around and say, okay, well, I'll give you an extra 2 days to finish that before I post the next lesson, etc. So please speak to your teacher, but also be flexible within your own working environments at home, because some of you have 3 or 4 children. I know supporting them and helping them is going to be difficult, and they may not get through all of those lessons. Leading on to that as well, I know a lot of feedback has come in terms of children needing support. It's a tricky thing, because if the children don't, we always say, in school, if the children don't need any help ever, then are they really learning and being challenged? But at the same time, we understand that a lot of you have got lots of, you're all full-time working parents, etc., and you might not have the time to sit and do and go through lots of different lessons. So the teachers are working to find that balance, and to find that balance really of setting work that's not too challenging, so they need loads and loads of help, but also is pushing them and developing their learning. So please, again, feedback to your teacher. If the children are needing lots and lots of support and it's just a bit too much, then feed that back, and they'll try and kind of tweak the lessons to suit every child's needs and every family's situation. And the final one is Zoom sessions. So we're now at the point really where the Zoom sessions are starting to evolve and change, as we said they would. We're moving away from Q&A sessions where families and children are kind of just asking questions about how do I access this, where's my QR code for this, etc., and starting now to get some teaching done in those. Now, we're never going to place to teach new lessons on there that aren't on Seesaw, because obviously for some students who might not be in the country, they're working in different time zones, but also for students in the UAE that might miss those Zoom sessions for whatever reason, we don't want children missing out on any learning. But the teachers will start to go back and reflect and teach various skills that have been set in Seesaw. So if a child is stuck, they can view the Zoom session and then go back and start their learning if they were a bit stuck. Hopefully the teacher will help them during those sessions, and then they'll be able to go back over and understand a bit better. So the Zoom sessions will start to evolve as of tomorrow and next week, and become much more kind of learning focused. Some live teaching happening, so the students will start to receive that over next week. But the teachers will introduce that as and when they feel necessary. So look out for that, and thank you once again for your feedback. I hope you've had a really enjoyable day, rewarding day. I'm sure again it's had some challenges, as with any new thing, but we're almost there at the weekend where we can all have a nice relaxed break. And I look forward to seeing all your work from day 5, and enjoy your evening. So make sure you unplug your iPad, put everything down, get outside into your gardens or onto your balconies, get a bit of fresh air, and then relax. Have a really good evening, everybody.